preview of my side for Supercoach. This is the Supercoach Pro. And just before the game, I noticed a few changes in the actual lineup. So I was going to have to get rid of Hickey, as you saw in the last video on, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. And I was going to get rid of Hickey and somebody else, I think it was Dunkley, for Max Gawn and someone like Zorko or Brayshaw. I was just sort of weighing up between, what teams are going to be played and which rookies were there. But funnily enough, Hickey was named. He was meant to be out for 8 to 12 weeks with a PCL. And that was only about 2 weeks ago. So I don't know how they misjudged a PCL injury to be something like a corky, which is actually quite surprising. So it kind of threw my side off. Now, what I thought was I went really left field with this trade. I had a lot of money in the bank. I think I had about $300,000. So I was sick of Highmore. If you noticed the teams last night, Highmore was not named. And he was no goods just sitting there as, bench cover because he's not going to get named. I don't feel like we're going to get him until probably after the buys or something stupid. He's not in the frame. So he was a wasted rookie. So what I did was I went and traded Highmore in the back line, and I moved Laird from my midfield into the back line, creating my whole defense to be upgraded. Not relying on a Chapman or Kaczynski, because every time you sort of field one, you get the 100 on your pine and then the 30 on your field. So I was sick of that. Last week I actually got the 100 on the field for once. But what I decided to do, with the Hickey move being played out, I upgraded Chor as a sort of a pod, because I'm in that top 2,000 range. Now I needed a pod to get me through to that sort of top 500, because everyone's got the same midfielders. I think Chor from here averages pretty well, and he's only owned by 3% of sides. He scored 97 last night in a loss, which Richmond beat him in clearances, so that I'm not worried about. So it shows he's got a good ceiling when they actually in a losing side, because some players that are premium midfielders in a loss, they do nothing. So I'm not mad at 97. He's bargained for his price, and I think he'll be around that top 10 midfielder. That's why I did put him in, because I do believe he's going to finish in that top 10. Durability could be a factor, but I'm not too worried about that at all at this stage, because look, even the best players at the moment are getting injured. So it allowed me to keep Hickey. I can't go get Gawn, because I didn't want to waste that trade, because he's still going to make money, Hickey. He's still going to score well, providing he doesn't get injured and think he's got a PCL injury. And what I did with that money also is, with the Dunkley money, I moved him into the midfield and got Brayshaw. So effectively for Dunkley and Highmore, I brought in Brayshaw and Chor and moved Laird into the back line. So now I'm only fielding 6 rookies, compared to a lot of people that are fielding 7 or 8, even 9. So I feel like I'm in a good position in that sense. These two are probably the last 2 upgrades of the side, probably Hickey as well. So probably just work on getting these guys out of my side. I obviously used a loophole for Scott for Brockman's score, because I'm going to bank that 63 points. I'm not going to risk it, especially with rookie numbers, because we know what Rowe's like. I'm not fielding him. Hopefully McCready gets a good run at it against Gold Coast. So I actually noticed a few things in the actual side for the teams, and this is what always throws me off. Like, I always want to do a Friday video, but there's no point doing a Friday video when the teams come out and completely change out your preview to your round. So sometimes Saturday morning is when I prefer to do these videos, because it makes more sense. Yeah, you can't see what I've done, because it sure was done 10 minutes before the game. So, and I'm a Richmond supporter, so there's no point trying to do this video during the game, because I just really wanted the Tigers to win, and they did. Which is really good. And short, people complain about these players scoring 60s and 50s in the back line, but he scored 116 last night, and they're premiums. So you pick them for a reason. Don't go trading them sideways. I mean, if you want, you can, because you can always your ranking. Because I got rid of Caleb Daniel, and tonight he scored 110. So I got rid of him just before his suspension. And then he does that. So that's a perfect example why you don't trade out premiums. It's sort of why I'm holding Kelly, because they've got a good fixture coming up. I think they've got Adelaide this week, and they've got a few others. On the right-hand side, you notice my watch list, which it doesn't really matter. These are just players I'm looking at for rookies that are playing their first, second games that you guys will be able to see in other pages anyway. It's nothing special. It's just who's on the watch list for me. it's been updated. You can see all the rookies on the side that I just want to have a look at to see if there's any sort of one up, one down for next week. I VC'd McRae last night. He didn't do too well. Like, he still found the ball, but Richmond just sort of beat him around the clearances. So Grundy's my captain today. Knowing my luck, putting Grundy captain, he'll score 100 points or 70 and get injured or something stupid. So I probably jinxed it, and I probably also jinxed the Highmore move. Highmore will probably get named next week because that's how Supercoach works sometimes. I'm going to also loophole Goulden. So if Dow doesn't play, which I don't think he will, I can put him there for Jordan if Goulden scores really well tonight. I just want to hold him for one more week just to see if he can get a good price, like a good price rise, because all he needs is a 80, 90 points, and then he's going up a bit more. And people that trade out Kaczynski found it out the hard way. You sort of just want to hold on to him a little bit. He's going to bleed a little bit of cash, but I had other issues in my side that I needed to get rid of, like a Highmore who's not playing. So get rid of players that are playing, but get rid of the ones that aren't playing first, because come the buys, you're not going to have any covers. Anyway, update your watch list for some rookies this week just to have a look for any downgrades. I didn't go on Farah or R2 because they're a little bit too expensive. I'd rather these rookies at 120-something K, 117K. And just do own a little research about job security, because no point bringing in a player like Waterman who gets dropped 2 weeks later. I sort of had a feeling that he wouldn't keep his spot in the Essendon side, and people, I think like over 40% of the teams have him, and he got dropped. So do your own little research when it comes to rookies. And obviously that green light helps you if you've got Supercoach Gold to know who's actually playing instead of having to read the teams. Before I do go though, I just thought it was interesting when you do look at the teams. Somehow our man, what's his name, McRae, still got named. So that's really good signs, because I jumped on him early, which you probably shouldn't do. But he's ahead of all these other guys, like Kelly and Rantel. So that's a real positive. Sam Berry I got rid of last week. I actually didn't think he'd make the side again after that little injury. I thought they sort of would have been a little bit more secure in the lineup. Nick Murray surprisingly came back in too, so any of those owners. And this is the other reason why I held Kelly, is because you look at the side and they've put players like Hogan up forward and Sam Reid, so I'm hoping they don't need to put Kelly in the forward pocket, and Whitfield, hopefully he's playing that half forward flank role and Kelly goes back into midfield. So if you're a Kelly owner, hold on one more week. I'm sure you've got bigger issues like Dustin Martin and Boak not playing this week to try to correct that trade. Run owners, he's no good. He's been omitted. What else do we have on the list? This is the problem with Highmore, is Webster, Ryder, and a debut player comes in. I think he's a debut player. Anyway, he's not getting a game. So if you want to get rid of him to a rookie, do that. But don't go early, because it might burn you. Then you look at these players like Wingard and O'Meara. This is why you don't go for those players. You know, they score really well, but they're always injured for a week or two. And then they'll get a 6-week injury back into the season. There's nothing really to talk about in this line. Obviously, Neil's out, so you have to trade him. You're crazy if you hold on to him for 8 weeks. Boak, for the non-Boak owners, you're going to be laughing this midfield run if you don't have players like Dusty and Boak, because you're going to be ahead of the pack for a week at least. And then the Sydney team, nothing much to say. I got rid of Campbell, I think, last week maybe, or the week before, so that didn't affect me. And what else? Jordan Clark gets a game, that's interesting. But I think he's got a really high break even, so keep him if you want. I think he's a player on the field though, so, and a lot of people don't have players, so I wouldn't go trading him just yet. But yep, that's my side going into the round. A bit of a long video today. As you can see, for your trades, people trade out Goulden, that's fine. Flynn, that's fine. James Rowe, he's playing, so that's silly why people got rid of him. He's still got money to make. I think he's got a low break even, and people still got rid of Hickey because they don't know how to reverse trade. Zorko I was actually going to bring in, so that's a good trade in. I like that option for Dunkley, I'm assuming that's happening. Don't go early on Thilthorpe. He only has one bad game and he's dropped, so I don't know why people did that for that price. Robin, I think that's a good move. I think he'll actually stay in the side. He scored an 83, a 30, and a 97, so I actually like that move. He's a bit higher price, but I'd rather pay up for him than Thilthorpe. Toby Green's a good pickup with their fixture coming up, and that's way too early on Martin Frederick. He looked great, but we all know Port Adelaide like to share that run with playing the kids. So pick who you want to pick, but just make sure you do your own research. Anyway, that's my team. Hope you guys have a good week this week, and that's my round 7 preview done. Catch you on the next one.